So yeah, I think I'm going to move the camera as far up as I can, which gives me a wider field of view, but I can adjust for that hopefully in the resolution. Right now my field of view horizontally at this surface is 0 metric. About 49-50 millimeters, which my original numbers, 40 millimeters, if I remember right, was like 25 micrometers per pixel, and you want to be about 50. So if I chop my resolution in half, which I think is a mode this camera supports, that should be right in the right ballpark I want to be in. So it looks like there's no reason to have it stick down other than if I want to put a light ring on here. So if I want to put down lights on that, you typically want the camera to stick past the lights, so any light shooting inwards doesn't hit the optical elements of the camera. Here we have my nice loud laptop, and the camera's set up, it's focused pretty well on that ruler, and if I need to move that ruler up, backside assemblies, whatever reasons, by a significant amount, to focus it, I just take the focus out, which I have plenty of distance on. To go lower than a ½ inch, I'm out of range. I mean, this is basically the end of the travel for the focus adjustment on this little camera. Now if I wanted to lower it, I can slide this whole camera assembly down. But one of the things I haven't got on here yet is I need to put tape feeders. And as you feed the tape, the tails need to go somewhere. And I'm thinking, if I stand all my cards that I'm placing them off the plate by a ½ inch, I can just have the tape shoot under the plate and then out the back side of the machine. Or at least go across the machine until they hit the other tapes if I have feeders on this side as well. And then just chop them off as I go. Or I could have raised trays on this side. Yeah, that might be useful. What this does mean is everything has to be a ½ inch off this plate to be in focus. Anything much higher or much lower than that will be fuzzy, because this is not an autofocus camera. But a ½ inch gives me quite a bit of space to put mechanisms and other things. And even if I'm up, that's still well enough in focus. It's just starting to get fuzzy. And going down, even down on this plate, it's still well enough in focus. It's a little fuzzy, but it's not, it's not perfectly sharp like it is at this level. So I think that's what I'm going to use for my camera mounts. So the next step, take this all apart again, but before I do that, I'm going to mark these two parts. Again, from playing with the focus knobs, being up or down just a little bit doesn't hurt anything, but that gives me a starting spot. And I'm going to pull that assembly off quick. Drill and tap that upper block, mount it to this post, or to the backer post. And at that point, camera mounting should be about done. Only things that are missing is the lighting ring, if I need one. Well, I definitely need a lighting ring, but I haven't built it yet. So there'll be some sort of ring mounted off this surface with a hole in the center. Which, speaking of which, at the level of this mount, You need an LED ring with at least a 7.5mm hole in the center. What I was measuring is I was just watching the picture, and as soon as I could see the calipers come into the field of the view of the camera, I backed them out a little bit and called that good. And if I check it diagonally best I can, that'll tell me my worst case, what I can have, or tell me my smallest hole size I can have and not have it block any of the view of the camera. So right around a 10mm hole, the plan is to make a little card with the 2 mounting holes on the bottom that I can just bolt up to the bottom of this assembly, and then a ring of LEDs. Make the ring with a big enough hole in the center to clear the view, but narrow enough it doesn't foul either one of these guys. Just tightening this up real quick. I should have the camera just to drop right out the bottom. Like so. Set that down for a sec. So the plan is, here I got my 2 mounting holes for the LED ring. Make a little PCB that sits right here. Wiring is going to have to sort of run up the side of this. Either run up the side or run around and up the back. Yeah, both of those options will work. Come out, have a 10mm hole here centered on the camera, so I'll have to figure out the distance between these 2 holes and from the line between these 2 holes up to the center of the camera. A ring of LEDs around that. Another option is I could just use the built-in ones. But it'd be kind of nice to have a ring of addressable LEDs around here. I'm thinking of going with the, what are those, APA 102s, the standard RGB addressable LEDs. That way, if I'm having problems seeing a part, I can try, just turning some of the LEDs on, changing the brightness, and also changing the color. Certain markings on certain packages might show up better in, let's say, red light than white light, or blue light, or green light, and that opens up those options. The big limiting factor is just going to be my overall width, because I'm losing 10mm right off the bat, so about the diameter of the camera to that, plus I need to add the width of the LEDs on, which I don't have that off my top of my head, but that's easy to find online. And the whole thing has to be less than 24mm. So I got basically 7mm I can go out each side from that 10mm hole and fit LEDs. This direction and this direction, I have plenty of space, so there's no worries there. So, I'll probably mask this area off on the back of the strip, have the ring of LEDs and all their wiring on the back and front, come over, have a surface mount connector here, and then cable either going this way or coming off around this way. That part's yet to be determined. And then most of the CNC controller software can deal with those addressable LEDs, and if not, I'll make some sort of little adapter that can. So, onward and downward. Next step, drill this guy right where he is. So I'll probably take this bolt out, leave this assembly together, pilot drill the hole here, drill the tap drill through here, use that, reassemble these 2 pieces, use that to just mark the spot, then dismantle this whole assembly, drill and tap this guy, clearance drill, countersink the hole on this guy, and then hopefully reassemble it for the last time. Last time for construction of parts for that piece. Once that's done, I think the next thing up will be working on these guys, but as you can see how long this is taking to get to this point. Just take it one step at a time and keep chewing away at it.